This lesson is called How to Manage and Scale Online Ad Campaigns, and it will show you a behind-the-scenes look at how you can effectively manage and grow profitable campaigns for your clients. The reason this lesson is important is because you want to be able to deliver results just like this for your clients so you can turn them into long-term clients. Plus, you want to be able to create case studies and testimonials just like the one in this image, so you can continue to bring in more clients. This is a screenshot of an e-commerce client. After 3 months of me working with them, I was able to provide them a 445% return on ad spend. And that was all by running Google Ads. So what I did was I used this to create a case study. I put it on my Upwork profile and I used that to get more clients. If you don't know how to manage and scale campaigns, you are opening yourself up for the possibility of a damaging result or a bad review. So you need to be able to not only set up these online ads, but know how to manage them and know how to scale them up once they start to perform well. Everything I'm about to cover in this lesson is also included in the PDF handout that's with this lesson, and it's the Managing and Scaling Online Ad Campaigns handout. When it comes to managing campaigns, optimizing them, scaling them, a lot of people approach it blindly. Most people don't have a process that they follow when they go to optimize campaigns. They're really just shooting in the dark, and that is not how you get results. That's not how you become a profitable freelancer. So what I suggest doing is following this process that I have put together. The first step in the process is to establish and set up the targeting for the campaign. This means that you are reaching the right people who are most likely to purchase based on whatever business you are promoting. The next step to managing and scaling is to work on building the ad creatives. And that is building ads that are engaging and they get users to take action and to ultimately become customers. Ad creatives can be on every single medium and in many different formats, like we saw in the online ads demonstration. It's all about testing and finding the best ads that work for each specific client that you work with. Next, tracking conversions is vital for success. You need to be able to monitor performance to see who is actually buying, and this is all done through implementing conversion tracking codes on your clients' websites. This is crucial so you know what ads are actually impacting their business. It also helps you in the later steps. Next, you optimize the campaigns with that data that you have from those conversion tracking codes. So once you can see what is actually having the most impact on the ads and causing sales, that is the type of ads you start to create for that client moving forward. And this is a never-ending process. The more data you keep getting, the more you keep testing, and the more you keep optimizing the campaigns, the ad groups, and the ads. Then that's when you work on scaling the campaigns. Once you've tracked the conversions, you've started to optimize the campaigns, they're doing well, then you want to start to maximize each budget for every winning campaign and start to expand your overall targeting. This helps you show your client that you're not just staying stagnant, but you're continuing to improve month over month, and what really matters to them is that you continue to make them more and more money. So it's a win-win relationship. Lastly, that is when you want to set up your retargeting ads for the client. Retargeting ads are great at maximizing performance because they encourage repeat customers to purchase again. And this is all based on all the platforms I showed you in the online ads demonstration. They all have different conversion tracking codes or pixels that you set up. And that's what helps you retarget people who have already been to your client's website. It's a great way to maximize sales. And then you move right back into the first part of this managing and scaling online ads flywheel. It keeps going. And that is how you continue to manage and scale. So if you build a new campaign, you would start at 1 and work your way all the way to 6. Now, let me show you in more detail each step of this managing and scaling flywheel. Okay, as you can see, we have the 6 stages of my managing and scaling process. And stage 1 is where we will start. Establish targeting. The first step is to work on establishing a buyer persona for whatever client you are working on. That means what type of customer are you going to be targeting in these ads? Then you can also target by geographic area. That means locations down to zip codes or radiuses. There's a lot of different ways you can target geographically, but they're all pretty much the same thing. It's all targeting specific locations. Next, you can also target by demographics. Demographics is a wide array of different statistics on the population. For example, you can target just males, just females. Also, you can target different age ranges. You can even target different household incomes on certain ad platforms. Also, keyword targeting is a large part of the Google Search Network, for example, and other search engine marketing campaigns. They run off of keywords. So if that's the case, you need to find the best keywords possible so you can manage and scale the campaigns to the best of your ability. Audiences are another way you can target campaigns. This helps you reach specific audiences of people, and it's more broad than keywords, but it also is more of an intent-based targeting method than keywords. This is based on a lot of different audiences, such as people who have been to your site before, or it's one of Google or Facebook or Instagram's automatically created audiences that you can reach. Then you can target by placement as well. This is especially true on websites and platforms such as YouTube, where you can show ads on specific videos or channels, as well as the display network on Google, where you can target retargeting ads or display ads on websites of your choice. And when you're establishing targeting, you want to make sure you're hitting the people that are most likely to buy, most likely to purchase in that micro moment that they're searching. Lastly, always make sure that you're advertising a solution. Advertise to people that are looking to have a problem solved. Whether they know it or not, that is what is going to make you a profitable freelancer managing and scaling online ad campaigns. Next, let's move on to stage 2, where we're going to build the ad creatives so you can manage the campaign profitably. When you're building these ads, you always need to keep this in mind that your number one goal is to first grab attention. People are so busy scrolling, comparing different things, that they're not going to remember your ad unless you make them. And the way you make them is you grab their attention. Whether it's sad, funny, or surprising, you need to make them feel a certain way so they look at the ad. Next, it needs to be a relevant ad targeting that target market you just established in the previous stage. If the ad isn't relevant to them, it will not grab their attention and they will keep moving on their journey. In addition to relevant, you want to make the ad engaging. It also has to make the user feel very comfortable and also tell them to take action. You need them to engage with the ad. It's not enough for them to just see it. They need to take some sort of action and engage with it so your ads can have the best results for your clients. Another way to grab attention and to stay relevant is to touch on the pain points that the customer has in the ad. This is a great way to relate with them, break down that fourth wall, and show them that you're there to help them, and that is when you focus on the pain points. And people focus on the negative more than the positive. So if you open up with the bad things that are happening and how you can solve it, you're much more likely to stand out from the competition. Next, storytelling is a great part of any good ad. Storytelling is the basic of marketing. You need to be able to invoke emotion and tell a story through your online ads. That is how you get people to take action, and that is how you grab their attention even more. Everyone loves a good story, and it really drags you in. Another way to build ad creatives and to manage campaigns and continue scaling campaigns is to use social proof in ads. This is great because reviews are huge, especially in the Amazon era, the Google My Business era, where everything is based on reviews, to the point where companies will even pay for fake reviews, which is illegal. Using social proof is very impactful because you can run ads that are testimonial ads, so they don't come directly from your client, and that helps people trust your clients more. Ultimately, it's another great way to continue managing and scaling any online ad campaign. Then, conveying emotion. That is another fundamental pillar of an effective ad. The ability to convey emotion through images, video, and copywriting is what will make you effective at managing and creating online ads. Next, let's move on to stage 3, where we will go into tracking conversions. Conversion tracking is the process of setting up specific codes on your client's website so it tracks every user that goes to it. This does a couple things. Number 1, you can see what ads are actually working. And number 2, you can also start to build specific audiences that you can retarget to down the line. Another form of tracking conversions is establishing call tracking. So if your client is reliant on some sort of phone call in the sales process, this is another way that you can show how the online ad campaigns are working. And in my experience, not a lot of people and businesses and freelance clients even know what call tracking is. So you can bring this to the table, show them that you might be helping them more than they even knew. That is what call tracking can let you do. It can show where the user first found the client's website and what they saw before they called in. Next, you can also set up value tracking if your client is an e-commerce client. That lets you directly tie the online ad campaigns to how much sales were generated from those ads. This is very powerful because you can literally see how much money went in and how much money you generated out. And that can show the client how much you're making them. That makes them always happy to pay you every single month. Next, the ability to measure that impact. So when you're able to show the client those value tracking reports, how much calls you generated, and how much conversions you're generating from your ads, you're ultimately able to show physical proof, third-party data of the impact you're having. That helps you build long-term relationships and ultimately upsell your clients down the line. Conversion tracking also helps you identify opportunities. Once you can see the areas in your client's account that are having the most impact and what areas are actually wasting money, that's when you can identify the opportunities and identify the threats. Once you can identify those two, that's when you can move on to the next stage to put that information into action. So what you do in stage 4 is first pause any poor performing campaigns and ads, ad groups, whatever it is, whatever isn't converting. Based on that data you have from your conversion tracking, go ahead and pause that before it wastes any more money. Then you want to take the budget that you were spending on those and now spend that on those winning ads. So you're always making sure that you're spending the client's budget in the best place possible. After that, you want to set up new ads and test them against the winning ads. This will help you always be in a constant process of evolution, always building ads based on the previous ones that were doing the best. That will help you never stay stagnant, show the client you're on top of things, and also help you stay better in the algorithm on these online ad platforms that love to see fresh content on a weekly and monthly basis. Then, testing new targeting out is a great way to continue optimizing. Once you've established certain targeting that works, go ahead and start testing out different targeting. This is great to do with a smaller budget and shows the client you're always looking for new ways you can add value and bring in new customers to the business. Then, moving on to stage 5. When you begin to scale the campaigns, the first step is to segment out those winning ads, those winning ad groups into their own campaigns. So once you have full control over the budget, that's when you have full control over how much you want to boost it. And I suggest doing it on an incremental basis. Then you want to make sure you're always looking out for that point of diminishing return. So once you've increased the campaigns to a point where the profit margin isn't increasing anymore, that's when you want to make sure you're not continuing to boost the campaign, because then you will be at a point of diminishing return. Lastly, in stage 5, you want to expand and broaden your targeting even further. This is where you can look at different markets and really step outside the box here. Look how you can bring in new traffic to the business that might not know of anything about them already, and look at other ways you can also broaden it more. So that might mean targeting people that are higher up in the buyer journey, or building a brand before you sell them later on. These are all ways you continue to scale, increase conversions, increase the client's budget, and ultimately put more money in your pocket as a freelancer. Next, let's talk about the final stage, stage 6, where we are going to set up and segment retargeting audiences. This is the first step because you want to get all of those audiences in place so you can serve them the most relevant ads down the line. Then you want to build those retargeting ads that speak directly to those segmented audiences. So if someone added something to their cart and didn't buy, you can show them an ad that says, hey, we saw you didn't buy, here's an extra 10% off. That's just an example, but it shows you how specific you can really get. And that is how you can have the most success and continue scaling campaigns. You can't just shoot in the dark. You need to have a specific plan, follow this process, and build ads that speak directly to the target market or audience that you are targeting. Lastly, you set up these ads and you keep remarketing them and you keep delivering them fresh content so you can push them over the fence and so you can make them purchase. So now you know how to manage and scale online ads so you can have the most success possible as you go out into the marketplace and become a profitable freelancer delivering online ad services. And I look forward to seeing you in the next module.